Hey everyone, enjoy the show.
Okay, folks, what we're going to do now is we're going to move on because I can't separate everything that is on the ceiling here. We're not taking it down. Ernie and I sat, as you can well imagine, him and I spent quite a bit of time sorting this stuff out. Him and I figured that on this ceiling right here is about 80% motorcycle parts and about 20% car parts. So whoever comes to buy all the motorcycle parts is going to get to take everything off the lid here that pertains to motorcycles. Everybody who buys the car parts is going to get to take down everything which pertains to cars. I just seen, because I've been doing a little homework on this stuff, and I just seen one little carburetor on eBay, which was for an early Indian or Harley Davidson. I was looking at it, boom, sold $1,300 for one small carburetor. Plus tax. Yeah, tax on eBay now, folks. So you see there's just a whole bunch of good stuff up here. And I was like really impressed. Once again, it took Ernie 50 years. He's been going to swap meets to try to buy this stuff and pick just so much stuff. As you see, I came and did my notes, a couple of days of notes here, so I could try to articulate this for you. Let's go on down here, Jeff. Show them all of this on the lid. Then we're going to come down and show you that Ernie also has some really nice early motorcycle seats, which, as you know, are not that easy to get anymore. All parts. More parts. Here, these are basically early vintage motorcycle seats. Those down there are bicycle. The rest of this stuff, as I understand it, is all motorcycle. This is a really nice collection of seats. You know, I don't know how often you get to buy this much good stuff, but, you know, it's here, and the time it took just to pick this stuff is, although he did enjoy it, there's no question about it, but he spent an awful lot of time walking them swap meet aisles. Anyway, motorcycle car parts. Okay, folks, when I came into this container, I thought, wow, what a gold mine. I've always loved antique motorcycles. I could never afford to dabble in them. You know that 1910, 1911 Harley Davidson Excelsior Indian motorcycles. Well, once again, Ernie has stomped those swap meets for 50 years, and this is the parts he has accumulated. As you can see behind me here, what we have is a nice variation of all antique motorcycle wheels. Here's a truing machine. I came in here and spent the whole day, me and Jaime, just trying to get this kind of sorted out for you guys so I could show it to you, right? So we kind of put everything with everything that we thought would go with each other. All motorcycle wheels, they go all the way back around here. Here we got nice motorcycle tires. We come up here, I couldn't go through all of these boxes. There was just so much stuff, and I don't need to tell you guys, it's the little pieces when you're building a nice antique motorcycle that really counts. You know, like these are the original foot rests, right? There's a stack of those. These are all parts. Here we got what it looks like. I think this is carburetor, manifold stuff. We got some cylinders here. These are all chains. Coming up here, these are all vintage handlebars for antique motorcycles. We got some back, you know what they are. Here is clutches. These are rear brake hubs. Down here we got some Springer front ends, which are really super cool. Okay, this looks like some Springer front end parts. Okay, stuff like that. Over here we got some muffler stuff. Just tons of nice small parts, which is, you know, things that you are so difficult to find. Moving along here, we got some more brake parts. Over here we got some fenders. okay, front and rear fenders, etc. Here's a bunch more really cool parts. These are all internal, I believe, motor parts, although you guys are the experts, so please don't call me and say, oh, you said the wrong thing. Here, now Ernie had a bin over here, which we'll see in a minute. I brought all of the bins out so you could take a look in these. These are all of those really cool motorcycle parts, which he did sort and put them all in bins. Okay, super, super nice carburetor parts. I mean, carburetor parts, right? Valves for the engine. Hell, I don't know, but it looks rare to me. Up here we got some seats. Moving along down here, here's some nice gas tanks and some oil, blah, blah, blah tanks, more tanks. Down here we got some nice rear hubs or front hubs, I don't know which. Here's some cranks. Here's a whole bunch of pistons and rods down here. These are all rods, pistons, okay? Just a super bunch of just super nice parts, right? Look at this. This, I guess that's for a dual cam. Oh, that's a set of rods for a dual head motor. Moving along here, this we're not sure about. We think that this is probably off a compressor or something. This is probably the only part in here that's not motorcycle, but it looks like motorcycle, but what a cool engine, right? Carbureted. I believe it was for a compressor because it's got the compressor pulley. Now here we get into the crankcases. Look at all of these crankcases. I was watching a few of these on eBay. There's very few on there. Sell them for big money. Super nice crankcases. A lot of Harley Davidson. Harley, Excelsior, Harley. Mostly Harley Davidson here. Probably a couple Indians in there. One of the other things I was really excited about, you know, I being in the antique slot machine thing, I have bins and bins and bins like this of all those little specialty parts, which makes my job so much easier to be able to pull a nice original part out. And here's some handle grips. Look at all that stuff. We'll show them to you in the stills. Here's two more bins right down here, just full of that hard to find stuff, okay? Moving along down here, here's your crankshafts, okay, that go into the old motorcycles. All cylinder heads, all gears, okay? Down here, these are for the magneto, if I don't misunderstand myself. These are magneto covers, more pistons, more rods, okay? This stack here is all magneto stuff as well as a vintage antique magneto tester. More magneto parts down here. What are these, Ernie? What do you think that is? Magneto. That's why it's over here with the magneto stuff. See, it took me a long time to sort this. There is, I don't know, it's got to be 2,000 or 3,000 parts in here if you're catching the small stuff, maybe even more. But this is going to be all that really hard to find stuff, right? Whoop. Nice, whatever it is. Anyway, I don't know where you would find this many antique motorcycle parts at one time that you could just buy. It probably took him, once again, 50 years, piece by piece, to collect these. Okay, now we're going to get onto the motorcycles. Okay, folks, continuing with the motorcycle parts. I think this is absolutely one of the highlights of the motorcycle parts. These are all engines. What we have here is Harley Davidson, Excelsior, and Indian, and we have one motorcycle wheel. This is one that the motor was attached to the wheel. But now these, we kind of separated these. We took them out of the container and tried to get these all together so you could see them. These are all full case engines with the top ends. As you can see, some of them have the magneto on them, the cover, But these are all very heavy, and they're full of everything that goes in them, to the best of our knowledge. We didn't knock them down, but you can weigh them and tell them that they are full. This is a great array. Where are you going to find? There's like 15 engines here. Where are you going to find this? Just check this out. And you'll be getting the still pictures so that you can see what they are. All the way around here, all the way around here. Look up here. Look how nice. Whoops, I dropped my thing. 1915, this one's 1913. Look at these. These are just works of art. These are really cool. I would assume that whoever buys these are going to try to build the majority of them out. You probably got frames. You probably got the rest of the bikes. You'll get these running. What a great assortment of antique motorcycle engines. And they're going to be somebody's. Hopefully it'll be yours.
These are Mantiques. Antique, Mantique. These guys sell Mantiques. This is their store.
We're bringing stuff every day, in and out, in and out, in and out. We're shaking and baking.
These are their customers.
Give me the rundown on the GMC.
This lived in a bar in Ghent in Belgium.
Follow Jim and Jeff from 9 to 5 or after hours as they buy, sell, and restore the coolest stuff for the coolest collectors worldwide.